All right, man. Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So today, I'm going to be talking about, is Drake quitting rap? Or did he quit rap officially? I think so. I've been saying this, and I know y'all been knowing I've been saying this, but yeah, so what we gonna do is we gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? Before I get into that, I gotta get my spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. Please consider gotta say it slow now, cause you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, nigga. Please consider subscribing. If you have not subscribed, please let me earn your subscription today. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content that is free. If you want to donate to support the channel, you can. Links will be on the screen. Cash App, right on the screen. Also, too, they call me the Hidden Gem. I release shows 8, 12, and 6 every day, except Saturdays and Sundays. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But for the most part, Monday through Friday, you'll see me. I might be releasing some more content. So, yeah, all the beautiful ladies put one in the chat. All the guys, the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. All right, man, look, we're going to get into this clip. And yeah, we'll be back. Let's go.
Despite some of the biggest rappers in the entire industry coming back out recently with new music and moments that are trying to shift where the spotlight has been at in hip-hop, this has not stopped Drake from continuing to stay active during this time where this summer has just become a public humiliation of him. But at this point, where Drake was once just throwing anything at the wall in terms of the antics he was pulling and the features he was releasing and hoping they would stick, now Drake has finally adopted an actual strategy at this point to try and save his image and brand following his beef with Kendrick Lamar, which is shockingly that now he is trying to save his reputation in a way that I don't think anybody would have expected, because Drake has quit rapping as a whole, and with his recent features, from his Camila Cabello collabs to his features on Gordo's new album, while it is no surprise that Drake has been making music that is right in line with the sound of his 7th studio album, Honestly Nevermind. Months ago, before the situation became as bad as it did, Drake was just teasing these collabs as the vibes he was going to be delivering for the summer following his lyrical duel with Kendrick Lamar. But recently, we have found out that these summer anthems were not just the type of music Drake was shifting to in an attempt to win people back after his feud with Kendrick with tracks that were made for this time of year. But we now know that this was phase 1 in a larger plan from Drake that is all going to include a departure from rapping. And now with something this...
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Drake is he's a slick doodle ball. He a slick nigga. I'm gonna put it to you like that. He a slick nigga. The thing that what I think's gonna happen, and I will say that I do believe that he's going to quit rap, but I think what Drake's gonna do, he's gonna surprise everybody, including me, and he's gonna drop a rap album, and it's gonna be all rap, maybe 10 tracks, no singing, no nothing, just all rap. I think he's going to do it, because I'm looking at it from the point of view as he's not saying nothing. And I think he's just sitting on material that he's working on. So I don't know. Now, I do believe that he got kicked out of rap, but he is slick doodle ball. He a real slick doodle ball. And I think that he will do that. You know what I'm saying? I think he will.
Serious and really pivotal to Drake's career and the entire music world. This is not a rumor that was reported by some major names in hip-hop media, or it wasn't said by some of the closest collaborators to Drake, but this was confirmed by Drake himself as this weekend in Toronto, at his OVO signee Party Next Door sold-out show. He came out as a surprise guest, and amongst many other things, he announced that he is going to be releasing a collab album with Party Next Door, which, considering that Drake is not like other rappers in the hip-hop world who love announcing albums that they never actually drop. As from collab albums like Her Loss with 21 Savage to even For All the Dogs, every time Drake has said that he has a project coming, it has been proven to actually release over the past few years. But now, out of all of the albums Drake could have announced that were on his radar next, at this point in time, considering that he is going to be doing a collab LP with Party Next Door, this is showing us that right now at this point, where so much of the rap game has turned on Drake, and on top of that, already following a time where Drake has been shying away from actually rapping more than he has in years with all of the music he has released this summer. This album is really going to put into perspective that Drake has given up on rapping, and as Drake also only performed his catalog of R&B tracks.
So I kind of agree with that, but he does that a lot. He did that with The Weeknd too. He was saying that he wanted to do an album with The Weeknd. He was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do an album together," and that never happened. So I'm on the fence about this one. I will say, I know I was talking a lot of shit. I was talking a lot of shit about him quitting rap. But now that I think about it, I think he's a slick nigga. He's a slick doodle ball. And I really think that he's gonna drop a whole entire rap album. And he's probably gonna drop an album with Party, and then he's gonna drop a rap album too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Hopefully it is this is on you coming at Kendrick, so Kendrick could smoke the hell out of him again. Because that's what I really want.
As he came out at this Party Next Door concert for over an hour, without even doing one of his songs that leans into the hip-hop world just one bit. Beyond the sheer prospect of this record, all of the writing is already on the wall that Drake is putting down the pen and paper, or his ghostwriter's pen and paper, I don't know, but when we actually understand why Drake is doing this, things become a little more confusing, and the reason why this is because although Drake is ignoring rap for the time being, and he is now trying to not just avoid the space where so many people have turned against him, by releasing a collab album with Party Next Door, who is a signee on his OVO Sound label and is also from Canada. By collabing with this artist, he will be leaning more into his roots than he has in over a decade at this point, and now while Drake
I do believe that Drake, I'm not a big Party Next Door fan. I'm not gonna sit here and tell y'all I'm not. I don't really see the hype over Party Next Door. I know Joe Buttons be touting him out to be like the greatest thing since fucking Pants with Pockets, like or some shit. But I just don't see how Party Next Door is really that fire. I just don't. But I know that he's a pretty good writer, and I think that Drake likes to surround himself with people that, especially when in the R&B scene, that are really good writers. So maybe that's why he wants to do an album with Party. But there's going to be some raps on there. Let's see if he's going to take some shots at Kendrick. Definitely going to be some subliminals.
Not be rapping against his competition anymore. This decision from his perspective is a strategical move, as by working with an artist from his hometown who is one of the most influential tastemakers in terms of creating the entire music scene in Canada's signature sound and style, Drake will no longer be neglecting his own musical roots and jumping onto the scenes of others, which was of course one of the biggest disses thrown out towards him throughout his entire beef with Kendrick Lamar, because Kendrick humiliated him for turning his back on artists like Party Next Door and the rest of the music scene from where he's from in favor of working with artists from other regions like Atlanta. And now in addition to this, at this point, with Drake not ignoring the entire music world and being a major pop culture figure, but just exclusively the hip-hop world, we can put together from this that he is trying to remain as a figurehead who is just as relevant as ever, because as we all know, Drake the brand is way too big to not release any sort of major body of work in any year at this point, as we have seen. But also, by doing this, aside from meeting his quota of saturating the musical market and leaning back into his roots before everything fully turns on him, I don't think Drake thought through that by turning his back on rap. While although Drake is trying to, what really seems like through his eyes, punish every one of his peers in hip-hop for turning against him or even just letting this absolute musical mismatch go down in the first place. Because at this point, as Drake clearly can't win against Kendrick Lamar by actually using his lyrical skill, the only way he's going to be able to answer back to Kendrick or the entire rap world at large in a manner that everybody won't instantly laugh at, considering the quality of his last songs, is by existing outside of it and trying to spread his musical wings and influence wider than ever. And while from Drake's perspective this wouldn't be the worst idea, When you consider the stakes of this situation he is in, and the fact that Kendrick Lamar literally lined out his diss tracks to state that if Drake stops rapping and goes back to being the guy with the melodies and the guy who makes people dance, he will stop coming at him. When you consider
Yeah, that's definitely crazy. You know what I'm saying? Keep making me dance, waving my hands, and it won't be no threat. That line, man. That line is gonna go down. It's one of the greatest battle lines in history. Keep making me dance, waving my hands, and it won't be no threat. Just keep making me dance, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're good at. I don't like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. That's what he said. I like Drake with the melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. That's the thing. And yeah, man. Let's go.
this and see how Drake is literally making his opponent's lines come true. All these actions go from seeming kinda smart on Drake's end to just flat out pathetic, because by literally quitting rapping after all of this and showing out harder for these other styles of music, which were always subcultures you popped into but never actually cemented your creative footprint in, Drake has pretty much admitted defeat to the highest degree without even realizing it, because by proving his opponent's words true, and literally leaving the thing that he was challenged in after losing, Drake is showing that despite the ridiculous reports from people around him that he has been unfazed and happier than ever since this beef. We now definitively know that this has all been a public act that he has been trying to fool us with, just like this full switch up in sound, and by doing all of this and literally quitting rap, Drake has somehow dug an even deeper hole for himself. I mean, any real MC in the past who has lost a rap beef, no matter how bad the feud was or how embarrassing it was on their image, for them to come back and get any sort of respect, even the biggest losers knew that they had to keep on rapping and find a way to creatively move forward. And while Drake will never shift the public opinion on the idea that he lost miserably to Kendrick, the best course of action from here, and the only way he could actually go to try to shift this narrative, would not be to run away or tell your ghostwriters or whoever's writing these songs with you to drop their pens, but it would have been to keep on rapping and find a way to redefine and recontextualize your failure, like Jay-Z did with his song after the Nas beef, Blueprint 2. Which, while this self-titled song from his 2002 studio album did not change the fact that he lost, as the track was amazing, it made people realize that even a loss in rap beef is not going to demolish everything Jay-Z ever did, and even for Drake, he could make this same thing true for himself, but with this sore loser mentality and now this public spiral and meltdown, which has literally led him to deciding that he should just quit making rap music. This is only going to make the hip-hop world remember him in an even more pathetic light, and at the end of
That's what I'm saying. He has to just do some music. But at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know.
day, as the reason why Drake even engaged with Kendrick Lamar in the first place was because he wanted to take the biggest thing Kendrick has had over him, which is, of course, the undeniable respect and love he has from his peers and the culture. Now looking at the outcome of this beef and the fact that Drake is going to be putting the mic down, he is now only going to be remembered in an even worse light for doing this, which at the end of the day makes Kendrick's victory all the more powerful. So with all this said, let me know, what do you think of Drake quitting rap, and how do you think this is damaging his legacy? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to see how another major rapper and rival of Drake...
Yeah, man, I don't know. Sometimes I'm on the fence with this Drake quitting rap. Sometimes I think he's going to quit rap, sometimes I think he don't. I don't know, because he's a slick dude. You know what I'm saying? He does a little slick shit here and there. But as it stands, he hasn't really been rapping, so either he's working on a lot of material and he's going to do a rap album, which, you know what? Now, I don't know. Sometimes I'm very confused when it comes to this, because here's the thing. We all been waiting for a Drake rap album for years, a full, total rap album, and we've been asking for it. Niggas been asking for it, and it never happened. So I'm thinking now, yeah, most likely he's not gonna do a rap album. He's not. Yeah, I mean, he might be a little ambitious and might do a little, maybe 3 or 4 rap songs, but a whole rap album, I don't think he got it in him. I just don't. I don't think his ghostwriters got it in them. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, I think he definitely should give up. Don't just stop coming at Kendrick, because from what I'm seeing, yeah. If he's saying he got 5 more tracks, 10 more tracks, not like us, don't do it. Just let it go, homeboy, because yeah, he's gonna get you out of here for good. And I think that's what Kendrick's waiting for. But then again, you never know. You know what I mean? Kendrick ain't say nothing since he dropped Not Like Us. He ain't said a word. Drake did 7 joints after that. Them 7 joints ain't go nowhere. So we'll see what happens, but thank y'all for joining in, man. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all. Peace. Bye.